So Albie, of course, back in October, November, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Just, yeah, how has life been in the last few months and how has it changed?
Yeah, obviously been a bit different since obviously everything that happened, but no, everyone here has been really good. My family, everyone around me, so made it easy for me to kind of transition into kind of this new lifestyle. But yeah, so far so good. I think I've got it under control quite well, getting the hang of it. Still early-ish days, but yeah, just taking it day by day. And the most important thing for me is that I can continue with my football, and there's been no real issues with that so far, so hopefully it stays that way.
How did the diagnosis come about? How did you find out?
So whatever it was, I think it was around the Mansfield game. Just a lot of the symptoms I started to kind of pick up. It was going to the toilet and needing so much water every day, no real appetite. So there was quite a few things really, but the main one was the weight. I think I dropped quite a bit of weight in a quick amount of time. And then, if I remember, I think it was the Wigan game. We were supposed to have Wigan, and I spoke to a few people about obviously doing a little sugar level reading just to see where I was at, and it was come back not very good. So I had to go to hospital, do loads of checks. They said obviously it could have been a lot worse if I had left it maybe a couple of more days. I think more to do with the football. I just wanted to kind of crack on, and in myself I wasn't feeling too bad. I was feeling alright. It was just all the other symptoms kind of around me was kind of playing its part, and that's when I had to kind of yeah, go get checked really. So yeah, from then it's obviously been a lot different, but yeah, learning to kind of live with it for sure. Did
you quickly realise then what it was, or was it the staff here that sort of pointed it out to you?
Yeah, a bit of both really. If I remember, it was a few people were saying it to me, and I was thinking, there's no way I can kind of have it. I think from a selfish point of view, I never really knew much about it myself. I never knew anyone that's kind of had it, so I kind of just assumed it was something else, not that. But obviously, the more you're at home, the more you're reading into stuff, which probably ain't the best thing to do, but come back with obviously what all the symptoms kind of added up to what it was. So yeah, from then it was when I went into hospital, I kind of accepted what it was kind of thing, and I knew what was coming. So from then it was more just getting in the right headspace and getting around the fact that this is obviously going to be a big change, but for me the football's the most important thing. So as long as I can do everything right, which makes me 100% for games, training, that was the most important thing.
Was it hard in those early days thinking, well, I'm a footballer, I live the healthiest lifestyle out of anyone? You know, obviously it's nothing to do with what you've done, but has that made it harder to think about?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, from my point of view, I never... Obviously now I know there's footballers that have it and kind of have had it for a while, whether that's recently or they've grown up with it. But yeah, from my point, I never knew kind of anyone that had it. So first thought was, I don't know if I'm going to be able to kind of play again, which was the worrying thing. So yeah, from then it was kind of just, like I said, reading into stuff, researching, talking to people who kind of reassured me, and that was the nice thing. A lot of people kind of got in touch with me, either messaged me or reached out and said you'll be fine, whether that was other footballers or even other footballers that kind of had family or kids that kind of have it as well. So yeah, had a lot of support in that sense. So from then it kind of yeah, made me feel more at ease.
Yeah, it must have really helped. Obviously people in the normal world outside of football, going about their daily lives, but also people doing exactly what you do every day without being, you know, hindered by it.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like I said, I was a little bit worried at first, obviously not knowing what was going to happen next, where to go, but luckily enough, that's when I looked into it and even just checking my phone, there was messages coming through from other people that play football or have played football, and they kind of just said, look, you'll be fine. It's obviously a big change, it's a lot to take in, but in the long run you'll be fine as long as you manage it and keep on top of it. And I've wanted to do that because I want to play football, and I want to make the most of my career, because I know how fast it goes. I'm 25 now, and it just puts things into perspective at what could have been, and luckily I've managed to kind of get things under control now, and I want to keep going.
Did it help with the mental side of things that you are a footballer, you've got this big support network of both family and friends, but also people at the club, teammates, and the medical staff here who can map things out for you?
Yeah, defo. All the staff, all the boys were kind of worried about me at first. Just seeing me from day to day were the ones that kind of were seeing me, whether that was around the place, and just see there was the weight loss, for example, was one. I think it's hard when it's me. It's hard to kind of see when it's yourself, and it's easy for me, like I was doing, just to kind of bat it off and be like, no, it's fine, it's nothing. But no, everyone around me's been great, and they've helped me a lot, so I'm obviously thankful for that. But ultimately I think it's obviously my situation I'm going through, and I need to, which I feel like I have done, just know what to do, when to do it, and like I said, I've got it under control, as well as I think I can. So as long as that continues, there should be no issue.
Yeah, are you finding that management side of it and just keeping on top of different things?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I say it wasn't tough. There's so many factors, obviously, that people might not know about. Like for me, if someone had told me what I'm saying right now, I wouldn't have had a clue. So there's more to it than just kind of what you eat and stuff, which is obviously important, but it's injections, it's sleep, there's so many kind of factors that you've got to worry about. So I think that was the biggest thing. Like I said, just make sure I can get to where I need to be at for when I'm playing, whether that be games or training, and just be prepared for exercise, really, which is the biggest thing, because that's the biggest difference I see. If I'm sitting at home, there's no real issue kind of thing. I can track it well. When it comes to games and training, it's obviously a lot more difficult. So games, whether that's half time or training, just in between kind of breaks, just checking to see that I'm at an okay level and I can continue. So, and then obviously going back to the staff, they've been a massive help for me, whether I need anything or if I'm feeling a certain way, they've obviously been there for me. And even throughout training, there's someone with my phone outside, so I can kind of just go over things and check that I'm at a good point. So yeah, really, really grateful for everyone.
Is it hard that you could be playing a match or in training? Is it sort of playing on your mind a little bit, or have you got past that point?
No, I don't think it's hard. I don't think I will get past that point, because it's obviously there. I know it's there, and it's hard, obviously, not to read into things where you can see the kind of consequences of if you don't do things properly, or if you do get to a certain point, what the outcome can be. So yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. It's obviously different if I have a day off the next day. I'm not having to worry too much about what I need to put in my body and the kind of level I need to be at. But when there's a game in the morning, if there's training in the morning, or if there's a game in the afternoon, there's obviously different routines that you've got to follow. So like I said, it's just about kind of knowing what works best for me and trying to stick to that routine. And yeah, so far I think I've done that pretty well. So yeah, as long as I can continue to do that, there should be no real issues.
How tough was it when you first came back, those first sessions, those first minutes on the pitch? Did you feel, something you used to do naturally?
Yeah.
Did you feel a big difference there?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I think there's boys that obviously have got it and play with it, which made me feel reassured. But then there's, in the same moment, I'm thinking, am I going to be the same as them? Am I going to be able to kind of deal with it like they do? Because it's obviously new to me. I haven't heard anything about kind of what this kind of illness, if you like, kind of means. So yeah, it was a lot to take in at first, but I think day by day, obviously now I'm much more comfortable. But then first few days, obviously the first few days training, the first obviously game, it's just, yeah, obviously been a bit difficult, but it's all about learning. And like I said, the routine's really important for me now. So as long as I stay in that routine and can get a good pattern, there should be no issue.
You was eased back in at first, but in the last few months, you've been playing week in, week out, twice a week. You know, looking back to beginning of November, end of October, can you believe just how far you've come and where you are at in terms of your football again?
Yeah, no, if I do, I haven't really looked back in a way, because we've had so many games and it's been constant. But even to think about it now, it has gone really quick, and to kind of be where I am at now, compared to where I was, and mentally how I was feeling, not knowing kind of which route I'd go down. I'm obviously so happy, because being a footballer, that's what you want to do, and whether that's training or games, you want to be able to kind of be involved. I love being out there with the boys, so to get through that first bit and kind of come through and know that it's going to be hard, but it's going to be okay, was the main thing. So yeah, like I said, up to this point, it's been good. So the support, everyone around me has been really good. So I've just got to continue doing what I'm doing.
And arguably, you've played some of your best football since arriving for Blackpool in the last couple of months. It's one thing other footballers saying, "Oh, yeah, it's fine, you adapt." There's another thing performing to levels yourselves to reassure yourself. So do you feel that that's happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think if I actually look back over these last few games and my body now, I'm actually looking into it much more and tracking kind of food intake, what I need to eat at certain times. This is the best I've felt in my whole professional career. Energy wise, especially, I think in a way it's been a blessing, because now I can see where I'm at. And when I get to a point where I need to be at, that's when I feel the best. So in a way now I can see it. It's kind of been a good thing, because I haven't had this much energy in games, whether that's later on in the games or just throughout the game. So yeah, in that sense, it's kind of been a good thing, because I know each game now, whether that be Saturday, Tuesday, I can go again and play, and like I said, I'm feeling really good at that.
And just finally, of course, it's a learning curve, but do you think you're in a position now to tackle it head on, maybe where when you weren't at the beginning? Do you think you can just look forward now and keep just embracing whatever changes come?
Yeah, defo. It's been good, I think, as well, because we've had so many games and it's been constant Saturday, Tuesday for most weeks. It is in your head, but at that point it's like, right, I've got to prepare for the next game. I've got to kind of do what I need to get prepared for that game. So yeah, it's been hard on the body, if you like, but like I said, throughout them games I've been feeling the best I've ever felt. So yeah, when it comes to kind of looking forward to the next game, I'm not maybe thinking, oh, I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm feeling quite refreshed and ready to go again. So yeah, long may that continue.